Buckle up, folks.
It just keeps getting louder and louder outside.
Oh.
This beautiful wide quarter of a one-of-a-kind Roxy Flasco. Roxy Flasco.
This whole video is gonna be just sound bites.
I literally don't know if we can do this because it is so loud.
It'll be fine. Everybody will hang tight. They'll be okay.
Okay.
Maybe put a warning at the beginning to take off their
Yeah, I would not.
over-ear.
I don't know if I would listen to this with earphones in today. Oh, the biggest machine is right outside.
Well, that's the pavement crusher upper.
The pavement crusher upper.
I'm pretty sure that's the technical term.
Okay, so we gotta.
There's no construction noise, but we're all discombobulated.
It's weird, isn't it? Okay.
Okay.
Happy Friday, Flosstube.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, crafty friends. How's everybody doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
Glad to hear it. I'm Caroline. I'm the owner of Evertote.
And I'm Kerri, and the owner and dyer behind Roxy Floss.
And as you can see, we're in a different location today. I'll put in a little bit of video. I probably will have already put in some video of yesterday's fiasco.
It was interesting.
I tell you, we wasted so much time with that. We should have just pulled the plug like right away, but we kept hoping it would work.
A lot of self-doubt. We're hoping to get recording in between.
Noise.
What was it? What was the
everything. Asphalt breaker upper
machine and the big heavy roller machine.
Yeah.
But there was not enough time to record between those two things.
And the noise is so loud it shakes the building.
Yeah.
And so there's a vibration in the building that happens that is,
it's terrifying.
So
but this is a nice location.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So this is my kitchen.
View.
We're here at my house today. I have recorded here in the past, maybe not this angle, but so yeah, you're getting a little blurry view maybe of my kitchen. Neither of us have our task glasses
so
here
we're both
today.
looking through the bottoms of our.
So hopefully we're in focus, and hopefully the things that we show you will be in focus. Probably what I'll do is I might take some after roll video of our projects, so that I can take a better close up and whatnot, just in case things are not in focus.
Okay.
Both you and I, with our eyes,
we have no idea.
And the screen is like this big that we can see. So we have a little bit of shop talk for you at the beginning here.
You have shop talk.
Well, it can be a discussion.
I just sit and watch.
It can be a discussion. It doesn't have to all be me. I know usually it is all because I just talk too much. But anyways,
I will interject with witty comments where appropriate, where I feel appropriate.
All right, I'll take it. That's fine. We have the 2 retreats this year. So I'm just gonna pop this quick little snippet in here.
I don't know what's happening.
I went off on, like, there was a lot of information that I had to give about the Stitch North and the Jacobpalooza retreats regarding registration, new addition variant to the Jacobpalooza retreats if you want to join, but you don't want to stitch either of the 2 projects, but you really, really, really want to come, and cancellation policy, etc., etc. It was quite a lengthy discussion. So I am removing that from this part of the video and I'm putting it at the end. So if you're interested in Stitch North or Jacobpalooza, stick around at the end for all of that. Now back to past Caroline and Kerri. The next thing that I need to talk about, holiday countdown. We still have boxes available. They are fabulous. After we talked about it last week, I had a customer message me with a great idea. She said, you know, why don't you give a hint? Why don't you give a sneak peek?
Oh,
of,
right.
You know, show a little snippet of Kerri's dye process, or, you know, something, a little sneak of the pattern. And I would love to be able to do that. But it really is supposed to be a mystery and a surprise. And we have many, many customers who purchase this for the thrill of the surprise. And so I really cannot show you a color. I can't show you a part of Jacob's pattern. I can't show you any of that. But we did discuss it. And I think that we can tell you that It is not a band sampler. It's definitely not a band sampler. And it is a little bit more in the traditional Jacob design style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
Okay.
thought that was a fair hint.
We think that's a fair hint. It doesn't give anything away,
Yeah.
but it might, for those of you who are maybe a little thrown by let's face it, the Frisian band sampler was a little bit different. It was quite unique. A band sampler that split in half. It was unique.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways.
Definitely shades of Jacob. It's definitely Jacob-ish.
Definitely Jacob-ish.
But this one is more Jacob-esque.
More what you see of his original designs. Not his sampler reproductions. It's more of like a Jacob original design. Oh, there was something else I was just gonna say and it's gone. So, join us, December 2023. These are for sale now because we have to ship them in August. Oh, did you see, I'll insert a photo here. Did you see Jacob's unicorn that he just finished? The 2 unicorns? It's a brand new pattern that he just put out.
No, I don't.
It's a smaller one. And he ended up having to change his whole original design because he pre-hem stitched his fabric.
Oh no.
But he hem stitched it too small. So he had to kind of rejig all the entire design, which was really funny. Yeah. So, but anyways, he used 2 of the flosses from last year's countdown
yes, I did
box.
see that.
Yeah.
Yes, you reposted it. Yeah.
So it's a great, really good.
Very resourceful.
Yeah, really fun. Our Hannah from the workshop has her first doctoral voice recital this weekend on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you know and love Hannah and you'd like to watch her recital, there will be a link down below that you can join in and you can watch. She's a coloratura soprano. She's fantastic, if I do say so myself. I will be there. I will be in the audience and cheering her on. So looking forward to that. I know, I told you I had a lot of stuff to talk about today. I'm getting through it. If you have questions.
Not a drink, just
it's 10 a.m. It's green juice. Ooh, that's very green.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel healthy?
Absolutely.
Well, that's good. I'm gonna have some of my coffee here. It's not green juice.
It's very good. I might have put too much lemon in it, but
oh well.
Yeah.
Good for your insides.
Mm-hmm.
So we get a lot of email. We get a lot of email. So and things get missed or people, it's a bit tricky. So I'm trying to institute a sort of switchboard style situation at work. We have a new employee. Her name is Lee. Lee has replaced Louise at the workshop as our main packaging and shipping and all-around friend to all at the office, and Lee is just doing an amazing job. So the info@evertote.ca emails now go directly to Lee, and that is leigh@evertote.ca. And so if you have any questions about your order, if you have any questions about shipping status, if you have any questions just in general, she also knows our floss list. She's learning every day. Anytime she has a question about anything, she comes and asks. So, and not only that, but if you have a question for any of us, Lee can send off your question in the right direction. So if you've got any questions for the shop, leigh@evertote.ca is joining in the help to keep on top of all of these emails. It's always the best way to contact us, not direct messaging on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or anything like that. Those comments and questions just get lost.
Yeah.
They get totally lost, they get totally missed. It's impossible to keep up with. So the Duck Derby. Emily C has the Duck Derby up and running. If you don't know what the Duck Derby is, oh, it's magical. Emily C is magical.
She is. I really like her.
Isn't she?
I love her floss.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's down to earth.
She is. She's just a good
She's a good egg.
She's a good egg, is Emily. So Emily works for a nonprofit called Advocates for Children. And every year they host a fundraiser. And actually, I think she said that this year is the last year they're doing an online component of it. So this might be our last year as Stitchers to really help out Emily. The Duck Derby is such that apparently this company brings in a whole bunch of rubber duckies and then they have a race on a body of water. I mean, it sounds like a hoot. But we as Stitchers can help Emily out by buying ducks. Okay, now clearly they're virtual ducks. You can buy 1 duck, or you can buy, 200 ducks. Every duck that you purchase gets you an entry in Emily's giveaways. She's got, everybody is donating, like from all over the place. People have been sending Emily amazing, wonderful donations for her to offer up as prizes for people who buy ducks. And all of the money from your little ducky purchase goes to help towards helping Advocates for Children. So Kerri and I, Evertote and Roxy Floss Co., we are donating a full catalog of Roxy Floss to Emily for her to give away. So there's your incentive. Go buy your ducks. Go buy your ducks. Get your ducks in a row. So we've sent Emily all the information. We are not going to be sending the floss to Emily. We are going to ship it to whoever the winner is. We're going to ship it, and it can be anyone, wherever you live in the world. Doesn't matter. So I think Hannah sent the details to Emily a couple of days ago, and I think we're up to like 230 skeins of floss in the regular catalog. Doesn't include one of a kinds or anything like the regular catalog. 230 skeins of floss. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Go buy your ducks. Woohoo! Isn't that exciting?
That is exciting.
I can't wait to find out how much money she makes. I think that's just phenomenal. Okay, I've got some other stuff, but it's more like shop stuff, like things that we're selling. So why don't we get into now, finally, an hour later, why don't we get into stitching?
Okay, you go.
I have 2 finishes. This one, I showed this one last week, but I'm showing it again. Ta-da!
Amazing.
Right? When I finished this last week, I must have stared at it for 15 minutes because I'm so tickled with it. So this is a pattern by Ink Circles that I finished, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I stitched it on 25 count even weave 1/1. So as you can see, it is teeny tiny. And I used all of the called for threads. I think they were weeks or general I can't remember, but they were the called for threads. And I found it last week when I have a room of doom at the office where all of my stuff keeps getting moved into when I tidy up one area. There's not a lot of storage space at the office, so we have one room where everything gets put. And my pile of finished whips is in there. And I saw it the other day. I thought, I knew immediately because I did the Cranky Owl bag.
Yeah.
And I thought this needs to be a bag too.
Yeah.
So I framed it with some scrap fabric I had.
Which couldn't be more perfect.
Right. The green just matches perfectly. Yeah. And then used my cotton linen. It's the same on the back. And then just now Matt did finish it into the bag for me. I did the front panel, quilted the pieces together, and then Matt turned it into the bag. And just a plain cotton lining. I've got my floss for Helsingland Blommer in there. So what I do is I keep my floss on, these are flexible, they're called flexible key rings. I just get them on Amazon. These guys here, we send out our floss packs on these. You can see them there. This unscrews. They screw together so you can keep all your floss on them. And then what I do is for whatever projects that I have on scroll rods, I just roll up my scroll rods and then I put my floss rings, I just put them in my little bags so that I can take them back and forth to work. It's easy and fun. So yeah, that's my bag.
It's lovely.
Ta-da! Thanks. Whoops, sorry. So this pattern is called, I did write it down.
Something about
Forest Flower.
Yeah.
Ink Circles Forest Flower. Love it. So that's finished number 1.
I need to do that with my mandala flamingos I have on the wall above my laptop.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be a perfect finish.
It would be.
I've got lots of pink fabric. I suspect you've got lots of pink fabric too. Finish number 2. Ta-da!
Fantastic.
Ink Circles, another Ink Circles damask square. There's the original. Blowing out, there we go. Ink Circles, damask square. And stitch this on a pre-fab linen square. After I showed this 2 weeks ago, I had a question about the back, tips and tricks for neat backs. I did talk more in depth about, I answered that on last week's Flosstube on my Off the Grid channel. So you don't have to watch the whole thing. Just scroll through the video until you get to me holding up this. And I talk all about my top tips and tricks for keeping your back neat. There's not much to it. You just have to be a little persnickety. So yeah, I love it. So I used Dinky Dye Silks, color 93, which I left the tag at work, I think. I think it's called just Pacific. It's not Pacific Ocean. I think it's just called Pacific. And yeah, I'm thrilled with it. Now I am going to point it out. I probably, you know, if I didn't point it out, half of you wouldn't notice, but half of you will notice. And so I'm going to point it out because I do notice it's not completely square.
What?
It's not right in the middle of the fabric square. It's a little uneven, like by 1 stitch. And it's enough that my eye can see it.
I was gonna say, but
I know, looks like crap, doesn't it? It probably should be a stitch higher, and then it would be more centered. However,
I would just throw it in the bin.
Yeah, just throw it out. I am going to put it on my small table that sits beside my stitching, and I'm going to put my stitching things on top of it.
So you're not going to use it as a gravy boat?
I'm not going to use it as a coaster for a gravy boat or a bottle of red wine.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm really pleased with it. So because of that, I have a little giveaway for today. Oh, we should tell them who won the last giveaway. Do you want to tell them what the giveaway was from last time?
I've got PTSD from trying to record yesterday. Folks, it's purple linen and the Floss Club, okay? We've already gone over this 12 times. Purple fabric, Floss Club. Okay, no.
So, we really did.
We did.
We just kept getting stuck because the noise would start up again and we'd already talked about the giveaway again.
And I feel like you showed your finishes and that I was not impressed. It's like,
whatever.
Yeah, that's great. Nice.
Whereas yesterday, I really surprised her because she hadn't watched my video from last week.
Yeah,
which I was hoping she hadn't, because then I was like, look what I did. Yeah. And she was suitably impressed, but today she's like, meh.
Like, whatever. Whatever.
We're almost to the part that we haven't done yet.
Okay. Okay, so the winner will receive
a
one-of-a-kind wide quarter of
28.
Like 28, yeah. 28 count purple. Very modeled purple linen.
Definitely one of a kind.
Definitely one of a kind. It's like OG as well.
Yeah, OG. Yeah. It was one of the first pieces of fabric Kerri ever dyed. And?
Floss Club.
Floss Club.
May 22, right?
May 2022. The Brights pack from May 2022. Yeah, we have all of our previous months of Floss Club in the shop. We release them 2 months after we ship them to the members of the Floss Club. So anything that's left over gets popped in the shop. And I think
Popped in the shop?
popped in the shop. And the super old ones are discounted if there's any left. Yeah, it's pretty. So that's a really,
Yeah.
oh, I guess we should tell them who won.
Yes.
So I
169 unique.
67. 167 unique comments. We were looking for the word fabric, and the winner was, drumroll,
Patricia somebody.
not even close.
Oh no. Okay.
You Rosalia Parrish.
Oh, that was
Congratulations,
Yay,
Rosalia.
Rosalia.
You are the winner of the Purple Fabric and Floss Club. Congratulations. Please email.
Sorry, we're not more excited about it.
Because technically, you've won 10 times. Rosalia Parrish, congratulations. We will get that out into the mail to you. Caroline at evertote.ca. Actually, no, you know what? Myself, or let's try out Lee at evertote.ca, Leigh, because you know what? Lee is going to be the one who is packaging it up and shipping it to you. She's like a little magical.
She is. And I love that it's only taken her 3 weeks to go down the rabbit hole and start stitching.
Yeah. Lee, I came downstairs yesterday and you hadn't come in yet, and she was looking at a pattern online, and Daniel was standing in her office like this, practically rubbing his hands together. They were like chatting, and she's like, I think I could do this. And Daniel's like, oh, you could totally do that. You could totally stitch that. And it's, and then Kerri walked in, and then I saw Kerri do this. Kerri said, is that Frida? So it's a pattern. It's a really great chart. Where did she get it? Where was she getting it from? Stitched Modern. Is that right?
Stitch Modern. Yeah, that sounds about accurate.
I'll try to find it. I'll try to pop in a photo here. I think the website was called Stitched Modern, and it was a really beautiful version of Frida.
Yeah.
And apparently her partner's mother loves Frida Kahlo, so she wants to stitch it for her. We might have a new stitcher, folks.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
And it's happened.
It's very exciting. So we have a new giveaway today to offer up for you, because I finished my Ink Circles Damask Square. You're gonna get my still in very good shape pattern. So I'm passing the stat, oh, can't show you that. You're getting my very good shape pattern. You're gonna get 3 skeins of Roxy Floss Co. Royale Floss, because it is a beautiful blue. And because it can't travel alone, I'm gonna send you a little project bag. This is our correspondence tote, size small, which currently is just my favorite size. I just love it. So that's the giveaway for this week's video. You'll have 2 weeks to enter. You will only know if you won if you come back and watch this video. We will not leave you a comment on your comment telling you you've won something. Don't fill anything out. Don't give anybody your information. Scammers just love to leave comments like that. You have to hear it from our voices that you won.
We will not be texting you.
We will not be texting you. Don't fill out any personal information, and you can email us with your address once you know you've won. So yeah, that's the giveaway. Oh, and say the word blue has to be in your comment somehow. Blue.
Blue.
It was really funny. I did a coffee themed giveaway a couple weeks ago, and I think it was Angel came on and wrote, she said, I couldn't figure out why everyone was saying the word coffee in their comment. She said, now it makes sense. It's funny. Do you want to talk for a little bit?
Sure.
I'm going to drink my coffee so that I purposely am quiet.
I did not bring, see, I haven't spoken so long now, I've got a frog in my throat. Excuse me. Hey. You're just gonna have to bear with the froggy throat. Apparently.
I offered her water. She said no, she went with the spinach instead.
Yeah, the romaine and the spinach is not lubricating as it should. All right.
Oh, you're gonna show that? Oh, yes.
Yeah, is that okay?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I didn't bring Turkish Delight because
what?
I only worked on it for 1 evening, so basically you can't even tell that I've done anything.
Yeah.
But I do have 2 new starts. So,
Awesome.
the first one, well, this is actually the second one. This is on 36 count panettone. Duh. And it is My Necessity by our friend Nuri at Shaded Stitchery.
Nuri.
Is that right?
Yeah, Shaded Stitchery. Look at that.
So, I don't know what to say about this. This is Cousin It. I'm working on the border. I did come along here last night and worked all the way down here.
Yeah.
And then unworked it because I made a little boo-boo. So it's actually a very fun stitch. Very quick if you're not making silly counting errors.
I love these colors.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put in a photo here of Nuri's finished design because this is a collaboration that we did with Nuri. This was, we just released it a week ago. It's our first collaboration with Shaded Stitchery, and there's a couple of bags, there's a floss pack, there is obviously Nuri's chart, and we're just...
It's perfect. I just love it.
Yeah. We're thrilled to be working with her.
Yeah.
So I will have shown you the chart. I have the bags
Yes.
here. I love these bags. And so we have everything available separately. It's not, you don't have to buy all one. If you just want Nuri's chart, it's available separately. And the bags are available separately as well. This is the stars, opposite stars. Notions pouch is just the opposite print. The fabric is the same. This is a cotton linen blend. So these bags are a little bit more expensive than our regular cotton bags because they are it's texture, right? It's a more expensive fabric. The lining is the cotton linen as well. That lovely, yeah, it's gorgeous. I love this print. It's like a minimalist stream. I just love it. And then the opposite one that we're calling Pineapple Slice.
Which is perfect.
Pineapple Slice. And again, opposites for the Notion pouch. It's the white on linen. Again, cotton linen blend. It's a beautiful feel, beautiful hand feel to the fabric. It's gorgeous. And I had these bolts in mind from the time that Nuri and I decided to work together. I knew that this was the fabric that I wanted to put together with her chart. So, and the floss that she picked out.
The floss is amazing.
The floss pack, do you have it? You must have.
Well, no, because it's like the shoemaker's kid, right? So
You don't have the whole pack. You have just the colors that you're working with. Okay. I'll insert a photo of Nuri's floss pack here because it's beautiful. My Necessity.
I'm missing a few letters.
Oh yeah, you are.
I struggle with the C and the S. I think it's 1 C, 2 S's.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Looks, I know what you meant though.
Sure. It's good enough for me.
Butter chicken and redwood together. Delicious.
Yeah.
Like those two colors together look amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that.
Yes.
Nuri did the model on 18 count Panettone Ada, and Kerri's version is on 36 count Panettone linen. Yeah. So that's where you're going to see the difference in texture there. Love it. Love it.
Love it.
So good. I mean, we just have the best
We're
stuff,
killing it.
right?
No. Toot toot.
Yeah, it's just so good.
I love this.
So the reason I'm showing this, I mentioned it last time because this was a really old whip, and I'm really trying to bring back in at least one at a time of my super old whips that I love, and try to really work at finishing them. So I mentioned Amtrak, and this is a pattern by Sampler Cove. I think that's in photo. Look, the cover model photo is not great, but I think you get the idea. And you will remember that I had a very sad story about the fact that I didn't have the chart. I'm sure it got recycled. Well, my friend Judy emailed me. She said, I have that chart. I'll mail it to you. And she did. She even, like, she sent it She sent it fast, Canada Post, with tracking and everything,
Wow.
so that I would have it like that. It was like really above and beyond kind.
That's so kind, yeah.
That it's because of me that she bought the pattern. So I enabled her like 3 years ago to buy the chart.
And did she ever do it?
No.
Oh dear.
She never did it. But that happens, right? And you see, this is what I love about what we do. Because so many of us buy charts and we never stitch them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the money that you've spent on buying the chart is supporting a designer.
That's right.
It's supporting someone's ability to design more charts. And so maybe you might not stitch this one, but it becomes part of your collection,
yeah.
right? It's like an art collection.
Mm-hmm.
I don't collect golf clubs. I don't collect art.
Thank God for that, because we wouldn't be friends.
But you know what I mean? Buying charts, I feel like is a separate activity from stitching.
Most
because I feel like it is supporting someone and saying, I love that. You did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Keep it up, right?
Yeah.
And so Judy may never have stitched this. And in fact, I did ask her, she doesn't want it back. So when I am done stitching this, I'm gonna pass it along to another stitcher, and it'll be in great shape. It won't have red wine stains all over it. So I thought you might like to see my whip, because it's very old. It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
If I do say so myself.
And I feel like you're really close.
You know what? It's deceiving.
Okay.
It is deceiving. So this is Amtrak. Look, it's
So beautiful.
it has a Christmas pine needle.
Oh, yeah.
The Christmas pine needle was in my whip, not in Judy's pattern, because this was next to the Christmas tree for a while.
You are close.
No, I'm not. I'll tell you. You'll see why in a minute.
Okay.
I thought I was close. So just like my initial Ink Circles forest flower, this is on a 25 count even weave fabric, 1 thread of silk floss over 1. I did my own Vicki Clayton silk conversion back in 2010. So this is silk floss that I purchased from the before time. Like Vicki Clayton was dyeing silk in the before time, and then she stopped dyeing silk, and then she started dyeing silk again. So this is OG silk. Where is it? Here it is. So the colors are, I don't even know if these colors are still available. I don't know if she redid these. I'm pretty sure she did the red. This is OMG red, $11.49.
And she does everything on spools now, doesn't she?
Yes.
She doesn't do
think.
cards anymore?
No, the cards were, again, like it's dated middle of August 2010. This is the spools. They're tiny. I can't even remember. It was 8.7 yards, 6-stranded floss.
Okay.
So this is Night Smoke 5309. That's the only information I can give you. That's the gray. Again, this is super, super old. And then the blue that I chose was, and this is all from 2010, this stash. Steely's 2455. 2455. And that's sort of that steel blue. So those are my 3 colors.
As a dyer, I'd be surprised if she hasn't
Redone
taken
them?
this recipe. And
Yeah.
I mean, there's the element of
Surprise.
of dye changes from the manufacturer,
Yeah.
but
She's probably got a version of
yeah.
it. You're right. So yeah, I know that it looks like I'm almost done. But when you think about it, something, ooh, that's really out of focus. Whoa, what happened there? What happened there? I don't know how long we've been out of focus, but.
We were fine up to, like, when you were showing your floss,
okay.
you were fine.
Okay. Oh, it's probably because I was so close with the floss and
Oh.
it's so dark in here. Okay.
I'm gonna get out of the way.
So this little section here has to be finished, clearly.
Yeah.
And then I have a whole other band to do at the bottom. But it's so small.
Yeah.
It does take, in fact, there's 2 bands. There's a skinny band and then a thicker band.
Right.
Like that and like
But
that.
you've reached the edge of the chart here, here, and here.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I consider that pretty close.
But considering I get shiny nickeled after 6 hours,
Oh.
you know, It'll take a while still. But you know what? If I finished it this year, I think that's a good goal.
Yeah.
But I can't, I have to work on, I probably won't work on it as my only old project until it's done.
I really, really, really like that. Like I might have to buy the chart.
Well, it's beautiful, isn't it?
It is gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love it.
So you actually can get the chart. I'll do a little plug here for Claire at Celtic Hobbies. www.celtichobbies.com. She's a small online shop in the States. She sells the Sampler Cove charts, as well as she's the one I always promote when I'm showing my landmark tapestries charts. Right. She's like the only place to get them from as well. But to the best of my knowledge, she had Sampler Cove. So yeah, that's Amtrak. Due to be finished. What else you got there?
So this cracks me up. I'm in a secret stitch along. It's only secret on my end. I am the worst at putting myself out there. I don't know what it is. I've got 2 Instagram accounts. I can't even manage one, but I have 2. Actually, I have 3. The cats have one.
Yes, that's true. The cats.
My cats have an Instagram account. They're neglectful on it as well. But I just changed the bio on my knitting Instagram account.
This Roxy Knits?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That a grossly neglected account. Come on over to Roxy Floss for a slightly less neglectful experience. I'm just bad. So anyways, I'm in a stitch along, even though nobody knows it, with Cross Stitch Kate from Minneapolis and Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff. It is Charlotte Griffith's
Beautiful.
Little Robin design.
Little Robin.
I think this is backwards.
That's beautiful.
And I started with the border, which is totally unlike me, and you can't see anything, it's all blown out. So I started with the border, I went right around the horn, and it met up.
That's amazing.
How's that for counting?
That's beautiful. I might do a close-up little video of this, because it's just so delicate and pretty.
Yeah, I love it.
The colors in that, this is also Panettone, right?
Yes. Yeah.
40 count?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Is there a selvage somewhere? Yeah, it's 40 count. And then, so Hannah converted this for me. And just the palette is, I don't know what this is, but.
She's gonna put one together for the shop. It's not done yet, and with her recital this weekend, it won't be done until next week. So if you're interested in this conversion, those colors are amazing. Just send us an email. Wow.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
That's phenomenal.
So I'm going to get some more done on my necessity, and I want to get this back on my frame.
Yeah, that's really.
And I'm really not a yellow
pretty
person. But I'm loving this with the golds and the yellows.
It kind of melts into the fabric and just makes it look, oh, it's beautiful.
I'm very happy with it.
Yeah, gorgeous. Gorgeous, and your border met up. Look at that.
Unbelievable. That doesn't happen often.
Charlotte Griffith. Griffiths. Griffiths.
Charlotte Griffiths.
Yeah. That's a
Maybe
beauty.
you can pop in
a screenshot of the pattern. I can do that. I have the ability.
It's nice and happy, like all the important bits in the middle is bright and happy.
I have to answer this. Okay. So, you know, it's really interesting that you started a piece in the corner and did the border, because that's usually how I stitch, always. But my chart, the friendship sampler from Ellen Reed, Maximum Cross Stitch. I'm hosting a Sal. The hashtag is my friend Ellen's sampler, and I started in the middle. I started in the middle. Oh, I love this so much. So here's my start. I have now 22 weeks to finish this. Happiness attends the company of friends. I finished all the words in the middle. I did opt to not do the 1/1 verse. I changed it to the over 2 phrasing. And I made a mistake. My phrase is 1 stitch too low. So because I didn't have the inner border stitched yet, and so I took the counting from what I had stitched, which of course
I hate it when that happens.
Put me 1 stitch too low. And so what I'm gonna do, I definitely wasn't frogging it out. I'm going to add in a couple of little tiny little flowers on the top row somehow. I'm gonna fit them in just for something pretty to take up a bit of space there. And in the interest of full disclosure, there was enough on here that I wanted to change. I couldn't decide, you know, I thought, oh, I should put all the little, my Evertote family. I should put my Evertote family in there. Well, there's like 11 people, right? And that because I include you, I include Kathy and Neil, I include Terrence, I include all these people in who, you know, and of course John, you know, my husband who makes the Hearthside Craftworks frames. All these people, there's like 11 people. There's too many people. It's too many. And then I couldn't, because there's all those little cartouches in there as well. I don't have a physical copy of the chart here. And in fact, I'm not actually stitching what the cover model looks like anyways. I'm doing a truncated version where I'm gonna take out a couple flowers from the repeat. But I was really, really struggling with what to do. And I'm not often like this. I'm not often paralyzed by indecision. Normally, it's not quite such a big deal, and I just make a decision and I do it. I usually know what I like, I know what I want to do, and I do it. But I really was struggling with this, and I couldn't decide because I knew I wanted to take out the little cartouches that had the initials in it. But where was I going to put what? And this was too big, and I had already stitched 2 motifs down, and I really didn't want to frog them out because they were like little quilt blocks. And so I messaged Ellen and I said, why is this so hard? And so she redesigned it for me.
Nice.
Like, and I mean, really, I could have done it myself because she gave enough information in the pattern that I really could have done it myself. But she's such a good friend. She took pity on me, and in 5 minutes on her little computer, she moved everything around. She popped in Luna and Daria in the 2 corners, which Luna's my current dog. Daria was my heart dog, who I lost a couple years ago, and she put them in the 2 little corners, and then she moved a few motifs around, and I'm not sure, like I might change a couple of the motifs, but magic. And she made me frog out the quilt diamonds. She said you have to frog them out.
Oh. So
So I did, and now I'm back on track. So I love it. Here's my floss pack. I pulled my floss pack together from like leftover bits and pieces in the winding bag.
Yep.
You know, it's good floss. It's just, you know, it's made of floss that would usually end up in a surprise pack.
Yeah.
But they're all the right colors. And so I'm working with ochre. I've got 2 dye lots of ochre here. So that's another thing, you know, if you run out of floss and you have to buy a different dye lot and it's different, hand-dyed floss is usually not consistent. You're going to get a different color, slightly different color the next time you order it, unless you manage to get it from the same dye lot. I've got 2 dye lots here. One is darker, one is lighter. And this, I know very specifically what happened here. I know this is on a newer card, but that's because I put it on a newer card. This is an older dye lot of ochre, which was lighter. Kerri specifically bumped up the dye quantity in ochre to make there be more of a stark difference between ochre and caramel. Ochre, caramel, creme brulee. Those are the 3 layers of those golds. Yummy
Depths
brown golds, depths of shades. And so this is original ochre that wasn't quite as dark, but it's still in the same family. And so melding and matching these 2 together uses up that floss. They're gonna look beautiful together. So, you know, don't be afraid to mix and match dye lots. It's kind of fun actually, and it gives your piece, even more of that sort of really hand-dyed look, which is why we buy the hand-dyed floss, right? It's because you want it to look, yeah. Anyway,
I noticed on my Charlotte Griffiths when I did the border, the right side, I was just pulling lighter strands.
yes.
And so it goes very dark on the top and down the left, and then it starts getting quite light.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's brilliant. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah. Isn't it neat? I mean, it's really fun to watch the colors change, and you know, they're still the same family, and they're just different, you know, depths of shade. I think that's an excellent way to put it. Yeah, it's fun. I have a really dark raspberry puree. This is the newest dye lot of raspberry puree, which is a little bit darker than the older ones, because they, you know, that's just what happens. And
Is this raspberry puree too? Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. There. That's a good example right there. So old dye lot, new dye lot. The new one is on the top. Oh, there we go. See, it's quite a marked difference. But
Well, it's not a market difference. Come on. It's a little bit different.
when you're looking at floss all day long, you just you know it looks different, right? And but the thing is that it's when you look at them closely, you see like this one just has more variegation in it. You definitely get those darker colors. This one has more variegation in the darker shades. And the thing is it would depend on where you wound it off on the hank, whether or not you got more of that or less. It is the beauty of the hand dye. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. But it's also good. It's just so good. So yeah, that's Friendship Sampler from Ellen. Love it.
I have nothing else.
You have nothing else?
No. I worked on my sweater a little bit. Did my 4 inches of 2x2 ribbing on the bottom, and then tubular bind off.
Oh yeah.
That took a better part of a week to, well, it was 2 full evenings just doing the tubular bind off.
You better wear that sweater.
Oh no, that was my sweater.
Oh,
that I was
your
working on.
sweater.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, took you 2 nights to do like a sweater that's
no,
like
no,
this big.
that was on my my
your
DRK everyday
sweater. Okay.
sweater, yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. We're on the same page now.
Yeah.
Well, you should bring it next time and show it.
I will.
It is raining like crazy outside. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Okay, well I have one more thing that I was working on. I just
This
love
pattern with this bag.
I know, right? It's very springy. So, Quaint Quakers, Quaint Rose Needle Arts, Quaint Quakers #1, which is the spring chart. This is by Macy of Quaint Rose Needle Arts. And she did a Roxy Floss Co. She charted it with Roxy Floss Co. last year. So we released this pattern with Macy last year. She has PDFs on her Etsy shop, and we sell the physical copies of the charts. And so this year I started it. I have been wanting to start this piece since we listed it last year. It's so much. So this is definitely one that I'm gonna get the camera and take you in close up because it is so pretty.
Delicate. It's nice.
So,
and so itty bitty. It always shocks me when you see the cover photo, and then when you actually start stitching it, it's like, oh, this is not the size that I
That is the
imagined.
entire width of the chart. This is a 46 count linen, porcelain. Actually, it's showing up pretty well. 46 count porcelain, Roxy Floss Co. linen. I have the entire bottom border almost completely done. It's just missing a few of the little pink and green. Now, I did make a couple of changes. I'll talk about those in just a minute. But the entire width of that piece, that's it. That is it. And that sort of lace border is so fun to stitch. And it comes together, like it really doesn't take long to do one of those little motifs. It looks like it would, but it actually really doesn't take that long. So I did put in 6 I actually put in 7 hours on this because we didn't record yesterday, and I had an hour at the end of the day, and so I just kept working on it.
Yeah.
So I actually finished those 2 little flowers in the circles, and then I finished a few more of the pink petals.
Yeah. Sorry, what count are you doing this on?
46.
Okay.
Tiny.
Yeah.
Teeny tiny. I absolutely love it.
It's beautiful.
Right?
And are you able to stitch on this without magnification?
Yeah, I take my glasses off.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I just love it. I put it on my lap frame, and I sit with it about, because I can't see it when like this.
Yeah.
I have to take my glasses off.
Okay.
So I'm looking at it at this
10 to
light,
12 inches.
this isn't the right lighting. Mm-hmm. I'm at about like here.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can see it perfectly.
Wow. Freaky.
And it's so delicate.
Mm-hmm.
And I use my favorite needles are the John James 28s.
Yeah.
So I just use a 28 needle, 1 strand of floss, and I love it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So pretty. Just love it so much. So we have some new bags in the shop. So we have kind of a spring theme going on, and so the Nuri's bags, the Black Stars and the Pineapple Slices, those are new, but we also have 2 other flat only. The other bags, the cotton linen blends, come in also a wedge tote style, but these bags are only flat. We have the to be or not to be. And so you can see, of course, it's got the bumbly beads on there. Love this. It's a little warmer. I'm hoping that when I edit this, the color is a little more true to life, because
It's looking a little flat.
it's much warmer in reality.
It's a beautiful gold.
Yeah, and then it's got the honeycomb print at the bottom, and then this is the notions pouch with it. Can't remember whether, yeah, the lining is it's the cream honeycomb on the lining. Isn't that cute?
It is. It's fabulous.
So that's to be or not to be. We've got a medium and a large flat, and then we've got
This one I just love.
bloom service. Hannah and her names,
Oh, man.
She did it again. Bloom service. So these also have bees on them. See?
Oh, I missed that before.
Yeah. So they do have bees on the print as well. They're so pretty. I love this pink. Yeah, that pink accent fabric. It has the same notions pouch. The fabric is from the same line. And then it uses the same honeycomb fabric on the inside. So again, we only have these in the flat style, mediums and larges. That's it. I think Hannah, from my recollection, because we did discuss it, she's actually put in a spring section on the website. So all of our spring related items are all in one spot. Nice. So I think Macy's chart, the floss pack, etc. Because if you want to buy the PDF, you can buy the floss pack separately. You don't have to buy the physical chart as well. So yeah, that's what I worked on this week.
Amazing.
It was a great stitching week. I really was very happy.
You really stepped your game up.
Thanks.
Love it.
Thank you. Well, you know what? Things at the workshop, like, just we're really gelling as a team. You know, having you there, you and I work really well together. So to be clear, Kerri's business is separate. You know, my business is separate, Kerri's business is separate. We work in the same building and we work together all the time. So we are a team.
I also use her microwave. Full disclosure.
She does. She's down in the cheese and crackers room, so we let her use the microwave. And it's just everybody works so well together and gets along so well. You know, it's been, I've had a little bit more time to focus on these amazing collaborations that we're doing with everyone. I had a phone conversation with Kitten Stitcher, Teresa Vanette, yesterday. wow. Like, I mean, you know, to talk to her in real life, you know, you feel like I was a little starstruck, I'm not gonna lie. I'm bringing in her 2 books for the retreat.
Oh,
so she's just released a new book based on marking samplers. It's beautiful. I love marking samplers, and she's just published it. So I'm bringing that one in. I'm also bringing in her previous book that she published back in 2021, which is all about redwork samplers. It's gorgeous. So I was speaking with her about purchasing the order, and I'm also going to bring in some of her new Quaker chart as well. It's an all black chart with some light cream color in the flowers, and I want to see all of her charts done in Roxy Floss. So I'm really excited to bring those in. So, and she said, you know, she might be interested in maybe doing a chart together.
Nice.
So yeah, right. So future plans. It's exciting. It's fun.
What were we talking about?
Battery died. So yeah, we were just talking about what a great team we have. Yeah. We were talking about how wonderful we are. That's right. We're fantastic. Honestly. I have a couple other things written down here that I just wanted to mention, things that are both in the shop, and a special shout out to our friend Michelle, Sterling Stitches. If you want to pop over to Instagram, that's the easiest way to see what I'm going to be telling you about right now. Michelle has just started designing in the last year and a half, and she has some charts up on a Gumroad site, which is, it's basically it's kind of a pay what you want. Pay what you can. Yeah, pay what you want.
Pay what you want. $0.
Pay what you can. And she has just put out some brand new Easter smalls. Well, they're not brand new. She redid them. I think she actually might have put these out last year, but I think she redid them, and she's finished them with this kind of like fluffy trim. They're so cute. I'll put in a photo here so you can see what I'm talking about.
The little row of bunnies.
Oh my God, they're so cute. They're really, really sweet. So go check out her patterns. She did stitch them with Roxy Floss, but I'm fairly certain she has a DMC conversion in her chart. But they're adorable, and she finished them beautifully. So Michelle is the one, Sterling Stitches. She has the Kitchen Witch pattern that we showed you a few episodes ago. So she's really doing some fun things. It's been great to see. Speaking of other Easter patterns, we've mentioned here on the podcast before, Ruthie of Crow's Feet Stitching from the UK. She has a couple of new Easter designs out. One of them is called Dances with Daffodils. It's very spring. It's really pretty. And Hannah has put together 2 floss packs for both of Ruthie's charts. Dances with Daffodils, as well as Fanny Walton. Ruthie has charted Fanny Walton. It's a reproduction sampler that she's done where it was very sort of spring in character. And so she's done a version where she took out Fanny's name and she inserted Happy Easter in the stitching. I'll pop in some photos here, but they're really lovely. Very spring feel. The color palettes are wonderful. So we've got floss packs for those in the shop, and the PDFs are available on crowsfeetstitching.com or on Etsy. I'll leave a link in the drop-down box below. And of course, Jacob DeGraff, Modern Folk Embroidery. I actually brought these charts. We have 3 new charts from physical charts in the shop. Jacob came out with like 6 new designs last week, and we have put 3 of them as physical copies in the shop. First one, which I love it's so sweet. This is a Tree of Friendship. And these little, Kerri goes,
I just find that it focuses a little bit quicker when my big head's not there.
I love these.
Yeah.
I love these little people. I just think they're adorable.
They're doing jazz hands.
Yeah, jazz hands. So this is the first chart, which I love. I think he based this off of like a curtain or something. Let's see what he says. No, he didn't. But listen to this. A good friendship can, just like the tree, grow bigger and stronger over time. This little design is in celebration of such friendships. You can stitch the initial of a friend at the top underneath the crowns. Optionally, you could put your initials where the date on the artwork is. I'll leave that up to you. I think this mini sampler would make a great gift for a special friend in your life. Aww,
that's nice. See? Big head. Big head. No focus. No big head. Focus.
Fine. Get your big head out of the way.
This one I love. Love it.
Okay. Both of these next ones,
Yep, both of them I love.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Right? I know. Okay. So I'm going to show you, I'll show you this one first because, well, I can't decide between the two of them. So this is NGD 1699, a Dutch flower sampler. Are you ready? Ta-da! It's amazing.
It's blown out a bit.
It is phenomenal. Now, this is based on what is now the oldest sampler in Jacob's collection. I'm going to show you the back here. Pictured above is NGD's original sampler from 1699. It is tremendously faded, as you can see. Some of the original brighter colors can be seen on the back. So that's the front of the original sampler, and that's the back. So this is a sampler in his collection. It is the oldest one that he owns. I think it is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And like the way that he's charted those colors to bring them back to life, I just think that's incredibly beautiful. I love this. Yeah.
That's definitely on my list.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And it's not huge, right? Like
no.
it's tiny. 5 minutes.
That's old.
Right?
$16.99. Wow.
Phenomenal.
That's crazy.
Like look at the man.
That it's held up that well is just,
it's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that he includes this information in the chart. Okay, the third of the three samplers, third of the three designs from Jacob that we've brought in, IAB 1817, the Rosebush sampler. Here we go. Look at that. Phenomenal. This beauty. So you really should, if you haven't watched it already, you should go and watch Jacob's last video where he talks all about these releases. And in particular, he takes the time to show you the original samplers and his process in bringing these charts around for us to enjoy. And how he talks about color and choosing, you know, your own palette, because he does give a floss list. He has a DMC floss list. But with the work that we do, we like to think of this as a starting point, right? So looking at the original and watching his video and seeing the original, you start to think, okay, well, look at that blue. I want to bring that blue out a little bit more, and I want to see this brown be this shade of brown that matches in with that, and what fabric am I going to put it on? Yeah. So when Hannah and I discussed putting a floss pack together with this, I said, I really want to see, like, I love the muted palette. I love that it's browns and golds and greens, but I want that blue to sing. And so she's put a floss pack together for both Dutch flower sampler as well as the Rosebush sampler. So I'm going to put in the Rosebush sampler floss pack here. You can see it on the screen. And I think some of you might not, but I think most of you will agree with me. It's perfect.
And if you don't, just turn off YouTube now.
If you don't, you're wrong. That's fine. That's fine. It's all good. I'm kidding. But I was just drawn to those little hints of blue in there, and that I wanted to see those, you know, sing a little bit. And I mean this, like, come on. So I'll put a picture of our floss pack that Hannah put together here. They're beautiful. So we need to change the website today. These are still marked as pre-orders, but printer dropped them off yesterday. They are in-house. We are shipping them currently. And yeah, beauty.
Bridget bought me a tin sign that I have in my laundry room. She bought it for me a number of years ago. And it's like a 1950s husband-wife.
Yeah.
Whatever, husband and wife. And the saying says, but if I agreed with you, we'd both be wrong. Cracks me up every single time.
Yeah, you know, that's fine. It's personal taste, personal opinion, and that is what makes what we do so much fun.
Yes.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Because not everybody, there's going to be one color that you know doesn't float your boat. Like you said, you don't like yellow. I know Geraldine, Jer X Stitches on YouTube and on Instagram. I'll leave her link to her channel and her Instagram below because she's a prolific stitcher, and we had like, wow, she's fast.
Yeah.
I don't think thinks she's fast, but she's fast. She gets a lot done. There's no ADHD going on in Geraldine. She is on it, you know, and watching her stuff come to life. And there was a floss pack for one of the things that we did that had some yellow in it. And she's like, yeah, I don't really like the yellow. I'm not sure what. Oh, it's the friendship sampler. She's doing the friendship sampler stitch along with me. That's what it was. And she did an amazing job describing in her video how she is handling changing it and making it hers.
Yeah.
And she said, you know, because there's yellow flowers in the corner. She's like, yeah, I'm not really sure about those. I don't really know. I'm not really a yellow fan. So maybe she'll take that out of the palette and put in something else. Mm-hmm. But
obviously when you look at a chart, what draws you to it, it's a personal thing. So if you have the ability or the courage even to start changing it, then yeah, I think that's wonderful. People shouldn't be shy or
and I mean, what's the worst that can
that.
happen, right? You take it out.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people feel very they do what the designer says, right?
Yeah.
The designer told me to do this, I'm going to do this. But the thing that I think, the more time that I spend talking to designers, they're happy to see you change it and make it your own. Because of the whole dye lot issues, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, that conversion that we just did for Silver Creek, the Doa Deer, the Sing-A sampler.
Yeah.
There's a floss in there. So this chart was done back in 2013, and there's a call for color in there, and it actually changed over time. I think the original chart called for endive, and then it changed to chamomile, or it was the other way around. And I think it was, is that a week's color? I don't know. Weeks or Dentalars, I can't remember. But it also had a DMC number as well. And those three colors, when Hannah was trying to pull together the palette, they read really, really yellowy, goldy with a hint of green.
Okay.
Okay? When you look at the pictures online. And again, we're dealing with online pictures, right? Which is always problematic. But when Michelle, she is Knotted Owl on Instagram, and Michelle Knotted Owl and Shiloh XHMD are the two co-hosts of the Sing-A Sampler, Sal. So you can see their pictures on their Instagram feeds. Michelle emailed and she messaged Hannah, she said, ooh, this color that you've done for the conversion, this is actually supposed to be grass.
Oh.
And we had creme brulee in the pack for the grass, right? And so this is why we don't do a conversion for everything, right? Because we like to really look at the chart and what it's supposed to be for, and make sure that we're getting it right. So clearly, creme brulee was not going to work for grass.
No, not
but
so much.
Creme brulee, when you look at it and you look at the online photos of chamomile and endive and the particular DMC color, it reads really yellow. So, but of course we've exchanged it. The floss pack doesn't include creme brulee now. We exchanged it for arugula, I think.
Okay, makes sense.
So now it's a grass.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you were insistent upon sticking with what the designer had originally intended, well, you know,
You might run into problems.
You know, but not only that, the designer isn't like making a law that says you must do what I say on my pattern. They're just happy that you purchased their pattern and that you want to stitch it however you're going to stitch it, which I love. I find that just opens up a whole new world of creativity.
Yeah.
I mean,
and in,
you know,
it's something.
It's not. I didn't stitch a white version.
Yeah. You put so many hours of work into these charts. Why not take the time to get it right? If you don't like, if it's not speaking to you, then
right
change
for you.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think back to Turkish Delight and trying to get out of the starting gate with that.
Yeah. But now,
I'm
you
so
have
happy that
something
I
that-
invested that whatever it was, 4 or 5 weeks. And doing it over and over and over again.
And sometimes it's just if it doesn't feel right, if it's not sitting right, there's something wrong with it. Then try. Sometimes it's just as simple as swapping out 1 or 2 colors.
Yeah.
And it can just change the whole flavor of something.
And what still gets me, because I still consider myself a fairly new stitcher, what you're seeing in hank form, once you get one strand, it takes on a whole new personality.
It really does.
So sometimes you'll look at something, it's like, oh, that's too much. But when you get that single strand out, it's perfect.
It's funny that way, isn't it? It was like, oh, that did not do what I expected it to do.
And I remember Ellen mentioning something, I think when she's using white floss sometimes, she'll do 3 legs.
Yes.
And that kind of like...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could totally do that.
Yeah. There's no rule. There's no law.
No.
And it also gives you the textural look as well, right? Because it just makes it gives it a little teeny bit more height than everything around it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It is cool.
Okay, are we done?
I think we've reached the end.
I think so.
I think we've reached the end.
I don't see anything on the table that we haven't talked about.
Nope,
So.
we've talked about it all. We've done it all. So that's it. So I don't know. We might be recording here again in 2 weeks. It really depends on the situation that is outside our building.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a bit of an annoyance, but we are going to have a beautiful new, like brand new road right outside our building. They're redoing the sidewalks, the sewers. They're burying the wires. There isn't going to be any hydro poles. It's all going underground. They're installing a dedicated bus lane right in the middle. There's going to be a bus stop directly across the street, like in the middle, in the median. They're going to put in new trees.
Yeah, that's nice. I don't know, when did they put, I feel like they put, what is it, the expression? Lipstick on a pig? When they did that brick median with the planters, what was that, 10, 15 years ago?
Oh, on Dundas Street?
No, on Wellington. Maybe 15 years ago.
Where?
Like right down the middle of the street.
Oh,
did
in the middle.
Pavers and the raised planters.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have higher hopes for this.
Oh, yeah,
I
same
hope.
here. But I feel like that was just kind of putting a Band-Aid on a really bad situation, and now
the
they're
whole
actually
thing,
doing it.
Now they're doing it. They're doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Like cosmetic on top.
You know when it was? They did that surrounding the summer games. Whenever the summer games was in London, because they put up those markers on Veterans Memorial.
Yes.
Coming into the city, they
Yes.
kind of
Okay.
jazz things up for visitors to London.
Yeah.
Like, we're really not that bad. It's not that poorly run.
That's another video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the reason why Evertote will not be having an open house anytime soon. It's just not possible. Yeah. We are, however, more than happy to offer by appointment shopping a couple times a week if you would like to stop by, and if there's something that in particular that you have in mind that you really want to have a look at up close and personal and touch and see and feel, please do feel free to email us. We have some parking at the church right across the street. There is parking, there is a little bit of parking. You can access our building. Just make sure you email us. We're more than happy to set that up. But yeah.
Walk across the street, and after a small game of Frogger, you can get yourself to a building.
No, that's a little unfair.
Yeah,
there is
no,
a set of lights there.
Yeah.
They have to leave access for pedestrians. They have to. It's just going to be a little bit topsy-turvy for the next little while, navigating it. But
yeah,
anyway,
it'll be wonderful when it's
we have to get to work every day.
Yep.
Speaking of which, it's 20 after 11.
Yeah.
We should probably make our way back to the
looking at
workshop.
the thermostat.
I know.
for the time.
It's not going to tell you the time.
It's 6:06. Why is your thermostat? Why do I always criticize you towards the end of
I don't
videos?
know.
Why is your thermostat in Fahrenheit? That's so bizarre.
It's always in Fahrenheit.
You don't use Celsius in the house?
No. Our temperature inside the house is always Fahrenheit.
Interesting.
It's at the office too. At the office.
Oh, I did notice that. That's right.
Yours is in Celsius?
Oh yeah.
This is very typical Canadian conversation, actually.
Mhm.
Everything is we are enigma wrapped in a riddle when it comes to imperial versus metric.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're talking about. Like us, some families have their inside temperature, but you see, the interesting thing is the outside temperature, never Fahrenheit.
Oh, never.
Outside temperature is always Celsius.
Yeah.
But you see, I grew up with inside temperature always being Fahrenheit.
But you're younger than I am. Because when I went to school,
You have to understand, my father was a journeyman, like furnace, heating, cooling. We knew our thermostats.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Like the thermostat was always set at a specific degree. I grew up with Fahrenheit inside. So this to me is not unusual at all.
Okay. Yeah. So.
But outside, I couldn't tell you what 66 degree is outside. Mm.
So I was in grade 5 or 6 when we switched from imperial to metric.
Right.
So I know neither super well. Again, it's hit and miss.
Yeah.
So body weight, it's always imperial.
Yes.
But when I go and buy ham at the deli, it's definitely grams.
Definitely grams.
So yeah, it's bizarre. Welcome to our world.
Yeah. It's like when you're driving. We kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
But how far do you have to go? Miles and miles.
Well, in Canada, we don't even say how far away is Toronto.
It's
about an hour and a half.
It's time. It's in time.
It's about an hour and a half. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
How far is it to the cottage? It's about 4.5 hours if your foot's down.
Yeah. Yeah.
5 if you stop for a coffee.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
What's going on here? And you know what really threw me when we went to England?
Yeah.
Why is there speed signs in miles? Speed and distance.
What?
Everything is metric except for speed and...
Where was that?
In England.
We didn't drive anywhere. How did you see it?
Because I'm observant and I saw signs on the road. And when you're on a main thoroughway and it says 30, you know that's not kilometers.
Yeah. I was not looking at those signs.
Mm-hmm.
You are observant.
I am observant. Weird.
That is weird. Anyways. We'll say goodbye.
Okay.
And I'll see you in a week over on the other channel, Off the Grid Needle Arts, and Kerri and I.
In 2 weeks.
We'll see you here back in 2 weeks. Happy stitching, everyone.
Bye,
Take care.
everyone.
That Evertote and myself, Off the Grid Needle Arts, that we're hosting. The first one is Stitch North, which is taking place at the end of April, first weekend of May. And those 2 weekends are coming up fast. We are 1 month away from the first weekend retreat, and we are so excited. Like,
is it not 4 weeks today?
It's 4 weeks today.
Yeah. Wow.
4 weeks today, we are going to be sitting in the ballroom at the Brampton Marriott, having a great time.
Stitching our butts off.
Stitching our butts off.
Nice.
These retreats are sold out, but we do still have cancellations all the time. So feel free to email Hannah at evertote.ca in case you just never know. You might be able to still snag a spot.
We have so many friends coming.
We have so many people that we know, people that we met last year who we've just gotten to know even better since last year. Groups, little pods of groups who've met each other are coming. We have people coming who don't know anyone. It's their first retreat. They know no one and they're coming anyways, which actually, just in case anyone who that is the scenario and you're coming, I'm gonna do something a little different this year. If you're coming late, like later in the day on the Friday, and you're all by yourself, I'm gonna have some balloons, some helium balloons. Not that I expect you to take a balloon and wander around the room. I'm going to have tables that have empty chairs with balloons marking them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So that if you walk in and you don't feel like you know anybody and you're too shy to ask anybody and you can't find a seat.
Anxiety is kicking in.
Anxiety is kicking in, because we all know that feeling, right? You already feel like you're walking in, everybody knows each other. Look around the room, look for the helium balloons, because those helium balloons are gonna mark the empty seats where there's still a spot to sit. The ballroom fits 330 people. We have 225 people coming. That's a lot of people. It's going to feel a little overwhelming. There's going to be 7 people per table. There's going to be a spot for you. So please come on in, have a look around. Look for me, look for Kerri, look for Hannah and Matt and Daniel and Leah. We're all going to be there to help you find your way around. And it's an incredibly friendly bunch.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We have some shop orders for Stitch North. We've got an exclusive kit that we've put together with Leanne of 1897 Schoolhouse samplers. And so our deadline for ordering for pickup at Stitch North is next week. I think it's the 3rd. It's either the 3rd or the 5th. And that's just so that gives us enough time to have everything prepared and packed and ready to go. So, and that's anything. It doesn't just have to be the Stitch North kit. If there's something specific that you want from the shop, that you want to pick it up at the Stitch North retreat, you've got the option to choose local pickup when you're checking out, and just leave us a note that says which weekend you're coming, and then it'll be there waiting and ready for you to pick up at registration. We're going to have all of the orders done alphabetically so you can pick it up at the same time. The other retreat that we have this year is the Modern Folk Embroidery Jacob-Palooza, 2 weekends in October of this year. And I think it's October 6th, which is Thanksgiving weekend in Canada, and then the following weekend, immediately right after. Now, we have decided to open up a 3rd option for these retreats. We still have some room in the retreats, and we know that this was an expensive retreat with 2 projects that were on offer. And we have had a number of people over the last month express interest in coming, but they didn't love either of the 2 projects that were on offer. They love Jacob, they really want to meet Modern Folk Embroidery, but it's a lot of money to spend on a project that maybe you didn't really want to do. So we've decided, and this goes for anyone who's coming, okay? If you're coming and you've already pre-purchased a project that you just had to come, but you're like, yeah, I like the project, I want to do the project. If you would like to change your mind about the project, you will also have the option to let us know that you've changed your mind, okay? So this goes for anyone. It's not like I'm trying to do something unfair here if you've already got a registration. We have taken out the project option for the retreat. So if you would like to come, if you'd like to meet Jacob, we are going to be working on Modern Folk Embroidery pieces all weekend. We would be thrilled to kit up a different Modern Folk Embroidery project for you, but it is not, okay, yeah. It's no longer going to be a requirement of the retreat. So I'm gonna be stitching, I want the big one. that huge chart, those 2 charts are still going to be exclusive to this weekend. They are the 2 exclusive projects, but I have spoken about it with Jacob, and he is also, of course, absolutely thrilled that whoever wants to come should have the ability to come. So it brings the price of the retreat cost to just under $300 Canadian for the weekend.
So $7 American.
$7 American. Around $300 Canadian. And what you should know is that price also includes our provincial sales tax. So that number, we had to roll that number into the total because everyone has to pay it. If you're attending an event or if you're purchasing something in Ontario, you have to pay our sales tax. So that cost is rolled in. It includes a Friday night pizza party. It includes, it does include a small kit that you will receive in order to learn there's basically a little tutorial that Jacob's going to be doing throughout the weekend. We're going to be learning how to do the hem stitch, and we're going to be learning how to do the Frisian, the specialty Frisian alphabet letters that are the feature of the large sampler that is the exclusive design of the weekend. So everybody who comes for the retreat, whether or not you're doing one of the 2 exclusive projects, you're going to receive that small kit from us at Evertote to do that for the weekend. So yeah, the pizza party, coffee and tea all day long, access to the convention center the entire time that it's open. I think it's like 8 until 10. I can't quite remember, but all of the details are in the listing that's on the website. There will be a link in the drop-down box below if you're interested, if you'd like more information and you want to join us. We will have the workshop is literally 5 minutes away from the convention center. So the Evertote workshop will be open for whoever would like to come and visit us over there. We're also gonna have a small table at the event itself where we will highlight certain products and of course all of the Jacob things that we have. But the Evertote workshop is literally 5 minutes away. So, the one important thing to note about the Modern Folk Embroidery Retreat, and this is really important because Stitch North cancellation policy, the 2 cancellation policies were different, and I had to make them different based on the cancellation policies from the venues themselves. So Stitch North, the Marriott in Brampton, their cancellation policy was like frankly amazing. It was like 100% right up until a month before. And so I was able to offer full refunds right up until, in fact, the deadline is coming up. So if you need to cancel, now's your time to do it. The convention center, their cancellation policy was very, very different and much more expensive for me. I'm already heavily invested, which is fine because it's going to be an amazing time. And I know it's going to be an amazing time. But you should be aware that as of next week, my cancellation policy has to go down to 75%. So if you are purchasing a registration for the Modern Folk Embroidery Retreat, as of next week, if you do need to cancel, and I think it's from now until August, it's either July or August. All of the details about the cancellation policy are on the listing. It's 75%. So from now until the next date, it's a 75% refund. And that's because I have already incurred those costs. That's another note about, I'm sorry. I know there's all of these things, but you see these things come up all day long at work and I'm like, they're important things to tell you about. I did a refund a few weeks back and the customer was very upset because there was quite a discrepancy in the refund amount. I mean, when I say quite a discrepancy, you'll understand what I'm talking about here. In that it was an American customer, and they had purchased the expensive Jacob package last October. It was either August or I think it was August of last year, right when I first opened up the registration. They purchased it last year, and then I refunded. They had to cancel, and so I refunded them a few weeks ago. And of course, our exchange rates have changed dramatically.
Our dollar's gotten a little stronger.
So there's a difference there in exchange rate. I do not make any money off of exchange rates. So I charge in Canadian dollars. This customer paid in Canadian dollars and I refunded in Canadian dollars. I also take a small hit on PayPal fees. So when money is paid to me, automatically PayPal takes their little cut. When I refund, my refund policy is 100%. I do not penalize for that PayPal fee. I eat those costs. But when I refund, PayPal takes a small amount from the money that I'm sending back to you. And so this customer of course, was hit with a small exchange fee difference from timing from last year's purchase to this year's refund, as well as PayPal taking a small fee. So I think that in the end they were out approximately $50. So just full disclosure, if that happens, that there's nothing I can do about it. I do still do my very best to refund 100%. Anyways, you know what? This is terribly dull for all of you guys. I'm really sorry. I should probably just cut all of this out. But if you have any questions, email me, caroline@evertote.ca. I apologize. Do you want me to cut that out?
No, I think it's important.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Hopefully we haven't lost, like, you know, half of you are like, I give up. What I'll do, I'll put a disclaimer in here, okay? I'll put a timestamp. You can cut forward to now. That's what I'll do, actually. Okay, so I will have removed all of the previous stuff we just had in there about this giveaway. I'm starting fresh. Just a reminder to future Caroline when you're editing. We had a giveaway 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna start again about my giveaway stuff here, okay?
All right. Okay. Purple Linen, Floss Club.
Purple Linen and the Brights pack from May 2022 was the giveaway from 2 weeks ago. I have just in a little bit. And now there's a cement mixer right outside on our website on Evertote. Oh, there's the wheelie thing. There's the wheelie thing.
Wait,